So does your downswing look a little bit too much like this? And not enough like all the best players in the world like this? So if you're a golfer who really struggles with that downswing being too steep, in today's video, I'm going to show you that magic move that all the best players in the world do to shallow your downswing in a nice, natural, easy fashion that's going to give you a nice, powerful and accurate shot time after time. Right, so if you're watching this video, it's very possible that you're a golfer who struggles to shallow their club in their downswing. Now, what am I talking about struggling to shallow the club? So what we will often see with a lot of golfers, and I think a misconception starts even in the backswing, is that they get the club working round them, and then from the top of the golf swing, the club moves out, the shaft gets a lot steeper, the club moves to the left, and the shot we tend to see is a left to right shot, quite a weak distance. And it kind of might be manageable with the irons, but as the clubs get longer and less lofted, the shot gets more and more out of control. So what we see with all the best players in the world, irrelevant of how their club moves back, whether it be a lot on the outside, nicely kind of on plane, or even a little bit underneath with the odd player, from the top, we see that club shallow out, drop down, and then come from the inside. And we see a much more powerful flighted shot. That one turning over a bit more than I would want, but we saw more speed, more distance, and ultimately a kind of shot more golfers would like to hit. So the key is, when I watch the best players in the world start their downswing, they start their downswing in a completely different way than I see most club golfers. And that's why I would kind of call this the magic move. So if we look from face on, I think, and even if you're watching this video, you'll probably be aware of this already. What golfers talk about is they want to feel that they get to the top of their backswing, and then from here, they want their lower body to start the downswing. And I watch golfers try and do this, and they really seem to struggle. So they'll get to the top of their backswing, and as everything gets to the top, there's almost everything stops, and then they try and unwind, and they go, oh, even on camera there, as I'm unwinding my lower body, you see that club's moving out in front. And that creates a lot of the problem, because as we put rotation in, the club moves out in front of us. So then golfers go, well, that's dead easy. So now we need to feel that we move, instead of just rotation, we need to move sideways and then rotate. I just think it becomes very hard for golfers to try and put that jigsaw together, and those few pieces it is in such a short space of time. So when I watch the best players in the world face up, this is where I see a completely different move, and this is why, in my opinion, it's magic, is what you'll see with the best players in the world is as they start back, once they're getting their hands certainly to about chest height, yes, the hands keep going, the shoulders keep turning, but they're already starting to get that lower body moving towards target and unwinding. So the upper body is going one way while the lower body is going the other. And that creates a bit more separation. And that is where, as we see that movement down the line, as the lower body starts to go, the weight of the club naturally drops down. And it gets us nicely into that slot. Then from there, you can just keep turning. So I know what you're saying. You're thinking, okay, so how do I get that feeling of one part of my body going one way when the others go in the other way? Great drill. Let's just do the step drill, but maybe not quite as exaggerated as we have in the past. So what we're going to feel is as we get to moving towards the top of our swing, we're literally just going to take a very tiny little step with our lead foot towards the target. And I'll show you from down the line now so you can see how that club moves. So I'll do it a little slower to begin with. So I'd start slightly narrower with my stance. And just feel that little step. And I can feel, even for me there, that club might almost feel a little bit of a loop for some of you golfers out there. But if you can get that feeling with the little step, we're then going to actually introduce the golf ball, try and put that little step in. So you might want to feel, whereas you'd normally stand there, keep that trail foot where it is, just bring that lead foot a little bit closer. So the ball might almost feel inside your heel, so that as you make the little step, the ball will be nice and central. So take your normal address, bring that lead foot back a little. And that felt good, a little bit pushy, but we could see my club path there was 5 degrees from the inside. So let's do that again. Take my address, move that lead foot back. And again, we can see 6 degrees from the inside. So once we can get the feel of that little step, almost what we want to then feel is, if you're not comfortable moving your feet like that, you want to feel that as you're going back, that most of the pressure's into that trail foot. That as your hands are reaching the top, you're going to really stamp into that lead foot as hard as you can. It's going to move your weight forward, your pressure forward, and then let's get that magic move, shallow in that downswing. See, 4.6 degrees from the inside again. I can do that better though. And again, 3 degrees from the inside. And when you watch the best players in the world, what's very evident now with things like pressure mats, force plates, is that all the best players in the world, by the time they're here in the downswing, they've got maximum pressure into that foot. Now, you can understand that if you get here and all your weight's here, it's very difficult to get maximum pressure into that lead foot when your hands have only moved that far. So we need to be trying to get that pressure going earlier. And as that pressure moves earlier, like I said, we're going to see that club shallow and then turn through. And it is such a simple movement. It might not be easy because you've got to think about it a little bit to begin with, but the more you can get that lower body moving earlier in the backswing, the better and better your club delivery is going to be. And even though that one's curving a bit more to the left than I would like, that idea of shallowing that club becomes really natural. I'm not having to think anything about my hands and wrists there. That's just as the momentum of the club's going in one direction and the lower body's going in the other, the club naturally drops into that slot. And then, like I said, as long as you keep turning through, you're going to shallow the club, deliver it from the inside, and hit some fantastic golf shots. So you can see there, guys, it's not actually as difficult as you may have been led to believe. So as long as your upper body is still finishing the backswing, the lower body is already initiating the downswing, that's very naturally going to get the club shallowing out, get the club dropping behind you, and just allow you to really turn through that shot, delivering the club on a better path with more club face control and more speed, getting you hitting the ball straighter and further than ever before. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit the subscribe button below. Ring the notification bell, then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.